Hello! Have you ever stopped to think about who really runs our planet? Is it the lions? The whales? Nope. The real rulers are pretty much everywhere, from inside your house to the deepest parts of the ocean. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of Phylum Arthropoda, the true rulers of Earth. Just take a look at this number for a second. 83%. Of all the known animal species on Earth, more than 8 out of every 10 are arthropods. That is a staggering statistic that just shows you how dominant they are. This isn't just a big family, it's the main form of life on our planet. So what's on the docket for today's explainer? Well, we're going to start with the world of classification, then get a proper introduction to arthropods, understand their basic anatomy and internal systems, learn how they live and breathe, and finally, we'll look at their major classes. Let's get started.
Okay, let's dive right in. To really understand arthropods, we first have to see how scientists organize life itself. It all starts with classification.
The year is 1969. And a scientist named R.H. Whitaker comes up with a system that would change biology forever. It's called the Five-Kingdom Classification, and it's still the foundation of biology today.
And here they are, the 5 kingdoms: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. Whitaker sorted them based on things like their cell structure and how they get nutrition. And our arthropods? Well, as you might guess, they are firmly planted in kingdom Animalia.
Now, within each kingdom, things get even more organized. This is called the taxonomical hierarchy. Think of it like a giant filing cabinet for nature, where every living thing has its proper place.
This cabinet has 7 main drawers, going from the broadest to the most specific: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and finally, species. Our focus today is on that second level, the phylum, which is where our arthropods live.
And believe me, this system goes even deeper. Scientists have created all sorts of in-between categories, like subphylum and superclass, to get things just right. It really shows you just how incredibly diverse life on our planet is.
So, now that we know where to file them, let's zoom in on one of the most important phyla in the animal kingdom, Arthropoda, the creatures with jointed legs. Their name tells you their biggest secret. In Greek, arthro means joint, and poda means legs. That's it. That's an arthropod, an animal with jointed legs. This one simple feature defines them. And the diversity in this group is just mind-boggling. We're talking about insects, spiders, lobsters, crabs, and even scorpions. They're found in every possible habitat, in the air, in the water, and on land. And here we are again, back at that incredible statistic. More than 2/3 of all named species on Earth are arthropods. That's not just a number, it's a testament to their unbelievable ecological success. People have been trying to understand them for centuries. Aristotle was the first to study them back in ancient Greece, but it was von Siebold who actually coined the term Arthropoda, recognizing them as their own distinct group. So what is it that makes an arthropod an arthropod? Let's take a closer look at the characteristics that unite every member of this massive family. First thing, their bodies are segmented, kind of like the cars of a train. These segments are often grouped into 2 or 3 distinct regions: the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. This grouping is called tagmosis, and the repetition of these segments is known as metamorphism. They have complex organ systems and, of course, their signature paired jointed appendages. They move these appendages using striated muscles, which give them incredibly fast and efficient movement. Now let's talk about their most famous feature, an external skeleton made of chitin, called an exoskeleton. It's their own personal suit of armor, providing both protection and support. But there's a problem with this armor. It doesn't grow with them. So as an arthropod gets bigger, it has to shed its old shell, just like we take off clothes that are too small. This incredible process is called molting, or ecdysis. Another key feature is their bilateral symmetry. This just means that their bodies can be divided down the middle into 2 identical mirror image halves in only one way. So that's the outside. Let's now peek inside and see what's going on within an arthropod's body. Their circulatory system is open, which means their blood, called hemolymph, doesn't flow in veins but fills the whole body cavity. They have a complete digestive system, a ventral nervous system, and they get rid of waste using special organs called Malpighian tubules. So, how do these complex creatures actually live? How do they reproduce? And how do they breathe? Let's take a look at their day-to-day lives. For reproduction, they are mostly separate sexes, male and female. Fertilization happens internally, and they mostly lay eggs. Some young develop directly into adults, while others, like butterflies, go through an incredible transformation called metamorphosis. And when it comes to breathing, they are masters of adaptation. Aquatic ones breathe with gills, some land-based arthropods use book lungs, and insects breathe through a complex tracheal system, a different method for every environment.
Finally, let's organize this immense diversity into a few major classes to understand it better. We can break this huge group into 6 main classes: Arachnida, which includes spiders and scorpions; Crustacea, like crabs and lobsters; Chilopoda, the centipedes; and Hexapoda, which includes all the insects in the world. Each group has its own unique identity. And to leave you with this one question to think about: what would happen if tomorrow morning all the arthropods in the world suddenly disappeared? It's a question that reminds us just how vital these small creatures are to our ecosystem.